Give us some life here on Bind. Their comp is definitely a bit more suited to it, like you noted. I think it's interesting also to note that we still have that Viper on the side of TSM. We see some teams still rock the, or not the Viper, excuse me, the Astra. And we still see some teams rock that Astra. So I'm thinking that this defense, it might be a potent one.
Yeah, for sure. And I like that you mentioned that because those compositions, they've been really catching my attention. That KO as well being played. Recently, Vine, everyone has been playing the Brimstone, that Chamber Race, and Sky Sova for those initiators. Well, we see a little bit of variety coming in for both of them. And for TSM on that Astra, it's an Astra that we haven't seen in so long, it seems like, in pro play, but they want to bring it back, and it's a map where it makes sense. It can be a lot of quick rotations through the TPs, so you have to be ready to set everything up. And even though those cooldowns can play against you, it can be a good start for them, and Athena already with a 2k.
Yeah, nice pickups there. You saw the fault line come on through, and it nets a couple of kills the way of TSM. Maddie did get one to start things off. She was forced into a tough position with that breach taken order. Now, meanwhile, Slandy pushes all the way through the B side out into the spawn. Paint shells to keep this TSM roster at bay, and the spike to be planted. So a 3v3 situation, but this time it's Misfits who get to play the post plant. Flashpoint use, so no breach util. No shields as well. It's a very squishy breach here. Tsm X flash out and over the top of the vulnerability. It's just too much. It only took one bullet from the classic to find a third kill for Athena. The numbers are slowly starting to dwindle away here. As Chloe falls, Renita needs to try and hold on with no util to do it. Has to just bank on the right clicks, and sometimes, Dryad, it just be like that. Sometimes the right clicks don't go your way, and it's TSM for the pistol.
It was a start that happened so quick towards Showers, and Athena making that possible, able to trade her teammate and making things so much more even if Misfits was making a full rotation. This is a map, like I already mentioned before, where we can expect a lot of those rotations coming in for Misfits. Their composition itself can allow them to do so, but also mainly because they have that information game to work with it, with the double initiator, that KO, and that Sova. So it is very much a possibility to do so, but TSM, alone with the frags, was able to make that difference, and we get to see it once again in that pistol round. And that just means this is, what, the third pistol round that they win today, starting off for the second map. Everything going according to plan, according to TSM.
And it even took some extra time in that round to go pick up that Sheriff that was dropped inside the spawn. They toss it over to Donuts, and they say, hey, now you have a Marshal, now you have a Sheriff. You can fight at full power here in this anti-eco round. It's going to be Slandy, the only one sporting a primary weapon on the side of Misfits. Black, Rusty Marshal in hand as we trade the jump peaks out towards B-Long. Nothing quite given up, nothing quite taken. I guess I say nothing quite taken, but look at Nina. She's got an aggressive position up into that cubby thus far. Shock Dart. Force Leia Panda out of the drone, and it's just an information battle early in this round.
And a good moment as well for Misfits to figure out the best strategy out, as they seem to be slowly but surely rotating towards that A site. They do have that toxic screen to work with, which will allow and deny a little bit more of that visibility. But I mean, that is not going to stop Donna. No way, the 2k with the Marshal and looking for more.
Yeah, teleport taken. Chloe just put in a really rough spot. Leia Panda was there to receive. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. It's been a patient game thus far, or patient round, I should say. Slandy looking to check her corners, but the timing will escape her. Now Maddie only having the classic can go up atop the boxes. Ooh, leg shot lands, and well, there it is. The Sheriff that was picked up. A Prime Gaming flawless for a second round win for TSM. And I mean,
distraction, but just a small pixel that the Marshal is able to look at and both take down someone's head. It's a perfect opportunity for TSM to get it over with. And even if it was so much of a slower round, like it can turn out to be into this one, TSM, they're not playing too aggressive. They're not pushing forward in a way that they're risking their lives, right? It's a smart push. It's a push to take numbers, to take that map control that they're so good at. We already saw it in Breeze.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, a smart push. The close angles. They escape Vernita. The Spectre out on top. Now Slandy under frag onto Kath, forced to take the teleporter. Again, it's not safe here on the B site. Leah Panda. Oh no, the shoulder. It was spotted. Lunafox with a huge kill. Now Emily gonna have 2 just in front of her. Gonna try and spray it down, but Chloe quicker on the frag. Emily completely blinded up. Couldn't find the trade team to team. So 3v2 as that spike gets planted once more. It's Dodonut to push forward. Marshall in hand, already found 1 kill with it. 0 Point can reveal the information. Oh, the backstep, but the shot goes wide some way. Somehow that shot doesn't land. It's a shock dart to chip away at the HP of the Jet. 1 more to follow up, and it's perfect right at her feet. Tries a quick scope and lands it. On to Slandy, low HP now. The Sheriff, 14 health. Dodonut has to do so much here. She doesn't have the space nor the weaponry to do so. It's Misfits on the board early here on Vine.
Early, especially compared to what we saw on Breeze, but Misfits are looking forward to changing things around. And in that post plan as well, they were playing off of each other, which is something that we were missing so much in that first map. It was 1 by 1 getting taken down instead of trying to synergize and retake those sites every time, or even try to take them for the first time like we see Misfits on the attack this time around. So you're gonna go for that approach, hopefully, again, as the default, that information is able to shine a little bit brighter this time around. Spike on the floor, and with that Misfits, any opening pick is going to be great. I don't think they're expecting Dodonut every single time to be playing so aggressive, pushing. Before it was with Marshall, this time it is with the operator.
A good silence. It takes on the Viper util. Paint shells into the pocket, and okay, it's gonna net a couple of kills for Nina and Chloe, working in tandem to open up the A site. So damage out towards B, but it's mitigated as we swing 1 number ahead for Misfits once more. Spike also getting planted, so a difficult spot to be in. Shots through triple, not gonna find too much. It's 2 inside showers, well, 1 just outside. I would imagine Maddie has a lineup playing the Brimstone. Slandy not gonna give up her position just yet, and Dodonut pops the knives here, wants to go aggressive, but they're gonna have to start to go, because unfortunately they're running out of time. Time is on the side of Misfits. It's another player here for the squad as we even things up. Maddie may have sent out the incendiary. Here comes the snake bite and the blast pack up and over the top, but they're just sticking it here. Leah will eventually fall to the incendiary. The backstabs are starting to come on through, and it's for Nina. 3 kills on the round, and Misfits to tie us up.
Misfits potentially getting on top next as well, because TSM has been trying to find some answers, but now they have to make a difficult decision. The economy, it's not the greatest. It means a safe round coming in for TSM for what it feels like it's the first time in this matchup. It's TSM that has been taking control over and over again, but Misfits able to shut down that momentum just a little bit, potentially getting away with this one too, and potentially with a quicker start for them as well, as everyone is approaching that B side, and there's only a Sova around, so depending on the speed, they have all the potential to force that post plan once again.
Now, unfortunately, the stack didn't quite get the value they're hoping for, but all of the information garnered, right? There's no way they're pushing out towards the A side unless they were brim-stimmied into showers and moving cheetah speed. So TSM can get this Misfits squad corralled. And they're denying for now with the utility. Rolling Thunder's available, and Rolling Thunder's queued up. It's going to be sent on out. No, but Chloe was just a second too close. Meanwhile, the pistols are starting to pop off as Leah found a weapon for herself and trades out another frag. A thrifty round on the table here for TSM as they're 1 player ahead, but Vernina has something to say about it. Healthy here as the showstopper bot. It forces the teleport. Unfortunately, inside Hookah, Athena gets nothing. It's Chloe for 3. It's Misfits. We're going to find their 3rd here on Bind. And it's all up to Dodonut. Only has the trusty classic to work with. Weapons out towards long. That's the positioning of Misfits. Both defenders out in that garden position.
Yeah, and only with a classic to work with, it's so difficult even for the Dodonut, who has been absolutely popping up into this one. Okay, a little upgrade there with the Sheriff, but with the time running out, the last 2 players playing outside and protecting themselves towards long. Oh, she just keeps upgrading, but nothing else is going to be done into this one. It's a matter of time. Chloe will get it over with, and for the first time today, right, the advantage now coming in for Misfits. They get the 3-2.
Quite possibly looking to go aggressive out towards mid. She's going to be met by the boom bot, and Chloe's going to be backing away from it. Recon bolt taken down. Op now noted. Has to be up towards mid or this B site. The players inside showers. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Athena able to skip away from it. Luna trying to track her down. Unfortunately, going to split the uprights, so no shots will land. It's an ultimate used. And for that, it's face up towards A short.
There's a bit more to work with potentially, but some early ultimates at Hunter's Fury as well. Not really getting too much volley on the side of Luna Fox. There's still one available on the other side. Leah Panda waiting for the right opportunity, potentially. After giving just a little bit of space for Misfits, just try to convince them that the space is going their way. Then immediately hit them with the Hunter's Fury, deny that information, deny that spike to be planted. There's quite a lot of possibilities for TSM to work with, and it seems like it is one of the things that they were figuring out on the timeout, as everything slows down just quite a lot from what we saw, and it was all thanks to the operator, who was still hungry for more.
Yeah, Dodona, I mean, just so aggressive, having so much confidence to win the duel. Speaking of, Athena takes one out towards showers. Tries to find that gravity well timing. Emily inside the poison cloud will be decaying down, sure, but finds kill onto Bernina. Meanwhile, Athena's still here. She still wants to frag. She picks up her second on the round. The Hunter's Fury on the opposite side. It narrowly misses the third shot onto Slandy, but the damage has already been done. Leah Panda found a kill with that ultimate, and there's no time on the clock. So much time bought there just before the take happened, and Slandy forced to save its TSM to knot us up at 3.
I just want to say Dodonut is keeping the operator, which is a terrifying idea for this set of Misfits. Those rounds that TSM was winning at the beginning were this way. It was Dodonut getting that opening pick, and just Misfits not able to adapt and not able to trade in time, because we know that the Jet is going to dash away and protect herself as soon as possible. And this is a Jet for TSM that has been able to do it in such a high level for quite a long time, giving so much to work with for them, as now they want to do it again. And look, another positioning from this operator that they are definitely not expecting.
Yeah, but I mean, this is huge. The null command, it stopped not only the stun from the fault line, but Dodonut had no way out. She had to take that fight and pray that she hit a shot. And unfortunately, she wasn't given the opportunity. Chloe quicker on the trigger to swing things in favor of Misfits Black here on the attacking side. Cosmic Divide gonna slow things down for just a second, but Chloe on the other side means she hears everything, but now she has to get more. Emily on the swing. The dink is there. If you had a Vandal, you would have had the kill. And Athena proves that one there, finding the kill onto Maddie. And a great start for Misfits. They lose it for a second. They reel it back in. A 3v3 is where we land. As they look to head out towards that B site, they're gonna be met by Kath. Only one rotator headed out that way thus far for TSM.
It was a potential good idea that we saw towards the beginning for Misfits, but now they have to play back, they have to rotate, and with the time running out, there's no possibility for anything else. So the Viper Spit coming up, definitely not expecting Luna Fox to still be on the other side, making that rotation fairly quickly, and waiting for that last Astra for Athena to try to do something to hit a little bit more of the economic damage for Misfits. The numbers, the Viper Spit are making things so much more difficult to work with.
Look how far back Luna Fox is playing, too. She's got the players inside the pit. She says, hey, you guys take those fights. Ooh, here comes a fault line, but Slandy just on the outside. Take down Kath. Now Athena's going to look to push on through. Tries to spray it where the tracers are coming from. Slandy sneaks away. Vernina closes out the round, and Misfits reclaim a lead.
It's looking very close. I think it's the closest that we've been throughout the day, which really says something, right? Every single map, most of those maps have been very much one-sided towards the beginning, but this bind is really putting up a fight. TSM, it was definitely not prepared for a lot of those plays that Misfits is bringing to the table, and that are working out so well. Chloe on this race, a massive difference compared to what we saw on that Jet before, making a big change, giving so much more to work with. And even with the drones alone, with the boombot that we get to see, that is already information that is going on the side of Misfits, and it is giving them the disadvantage of if that rotation is going to be necessary or not.
And look at this. Everybody crept up.
Yeah, your lineup.
To U-Haul. Luna Fox was ready for the flank, but unfortunately goes down. The first shot the way of Dodonut. The next one to follow is Athena. The conga line, it just keeps going all the way through the spawn. No, Maddie finally spotted. She's gonna fall to Emily. And now the numbers, no way Donut is doing it like this. The Marshall is the best weapon in the game in the hands of Donut. But if she's not looking, she's easy to take down. The spray, it's just escaping Slandy. She's gonna be forced to reload as Chloe scoops one up in way of the paint shell. So Emily falls. The number's still in favor, but only for a moment as we find ourselves in a 2v2. Well, the attackers, they're headed the other way. They don't want to take the fight.
We changed positionings a little bit without the spike even planted, right? It was only through the toxic screen that was enabling Misfits to go on the left side of it to protect themselves. And now to get all the way to the other side, plant the spike, have the kills to work with, and put Leah Panda in a very, very tough situation to deal with. She's going to be right in between. Potentially has the potential to get the kills here, but the information has to be everything. The darts, not saying too much just yet.
Now both players out towards long as well. This is something that we saw previously from Misfits. Now remind you, flash out over the top. Leah looking to get this one halfway. Now gonna hop off and try and take the fight. It's Slandy first up, and Slandy's all they need. It's Misfits to 5. But mind you, that was an eco round for TSM. They did heaps of damage there.
It was an eco round, and it was a very messy eco round that we got to see as well. There were a couple trades coming back and forth, just depending on where that toxic screen was going to be located and who was going to cross to the other side and who was going to be hungry for those kills. But Misfits, at the end of the day, even if it was an eco, they get away with the numbers, they get away with the runs, which is everything that they need after such a different momentum first map that we got to see. So if you're looking forward to change things around, Donut finally shot down from the beginning. This time around, that aggressive play is not going her way.
No, that's tough. That's one where somebody has to start to reel that in and say, hey, we can't be doing that anymore. That's a handful of times that we've seen that. And even in a round victory, that's not a kill that you should be giving up. Okay, Misfits, they want to disrespect the pit, but Emily won't allow it. 2 kills picked up. One was outside showers and a huge shock dart. Not only sits down the Viper, but the pit will fall with it. Ember's advantage still the way of TSM. And the backstab, it's here. 2 players strong. As Leah Panda and Athena slowly creeping their way up A short. The poisons come down. Vernina gonna have to wait just a moment. Get that one back up. Recon Bolt. Good spot to flank, and it does so perfectly. It spots out both of them. Cat falls. Now Athena needs to push her way on forward. And with 35 seconds left on the clock, spike retrieved, and Vernina looking to reposition. As Athena expects her to be back to site. 2 stars to play with the Cosmic Divide to work with as well. And Vernina's got the angle. What a round. They reel it back in for Misfits, and they find a 6th.
Vernina able to stabilize that round at the end, which is all that matters. For
praising them for the way that if they were going to push, they had something behind it. And a lot of the times it's Kath to queue up a stun or to queue up a flash. The last couple of times that we've seen Donut push out towards B long and just tank the recon bolts, it's gone the way of Misfits, or Donut gets absolutely nothing. So that's not something that you can give up. So I think in this timeout, TSM, they actually get a chance to slow down and try and figure out how to work this out together. As Donut tagged up by the Hunter Shiri, 70 HP and suppressed. Now, if I had anything to say, although an eco round and maybe looking to do something cheeky, this is not the round for the Blades, and Donut just popped them.
Yeah, we just got to hear them actually for TSM. And you know, the rounds, there are many left. You want to try to continue hitting that damage, but Misfits, they seem to have found the answer. Everyone managing to stay alive. The Donut already backed up. Leaf Panda as well going so low. And that is momentum to work with for Misfits. Once again, trying to take this Ruga control. They have to back up for a couple seconds. That drone being so disruptive into it.
Dodo, you have to get something here. This would be huge, even if it's just a right click to look to back away, and Chloe's just on the other side expecting somebody atop the box. The shoulder was spotted. Oh, Donut can go aggressive. There's the right click. There's a headshot. 18 health. It's plenty, and Donut makes me eat my words, and I will gladly do it for the sake of TSM, turning this one around and giving us a close game. Now Cloudburst to play with. Also a right click just around the table. No way, Donut picks up two. Leah Panda's there for the next trade, and Emily falls. Going through the teleporter. That's believed to be expected. Finally, the body starts to drop on the side of the defense, but it's another eco round where look how much they've just bought out. It's the no command. There's only 10 seconds. Misfits had to use everything to try and get this round win, and Kath is just on the other side looking to backstab here. Down goes the KO, and the 1v1 to ensue. It's Athena full shields after purchasing up the footstep herd inside the cubby. The 1v1 with Luna Fox, but it's the Fox to win it out.
Athena looking a little too low, having no idea exactly where Luna Fox was going to be hiding. So Luna Fox gets away with a 1v1 and gets away with a round for Misfits into yet another situation where a round 1v1 is going to be pushed. We've seen quite a lot of those in this map, and it really shows the performance of TSM to be able to open up the fights, to be able to get numbers, but Misfits always finding the winning recipe for each one of those. And it comes with that information that almost worked out. The Sheriff and even the Trigger Discipline could have worked a little bit better for TSM, but more than anything, they have to adapt into this one, see how many rounds they have remaining, into a full commitment and into a full buy as well, with an operator in the hands of the Donut. So we talked about the aggression. It really becomes predictable after a while. So it means that ideally she can play back, as we see here, all the way on that A side, and Misfits on the other side of the map.
And with that, the conditioning you're seeing Misfits use a lot to try and flush out that operator, understanding that there is a chance that Dodonut looks to go aggressive once more. And I mean, the unbridled aggression, I think, is the most appropriate thing after last round. Dodonut making me, at the very least, a believer in her capabilities to get it done in the worst possible situations, only having 18 health. Like you said, that operator huge in this round. It's out towards the A site, and it's not going to spot anything right away because there is a toxic screen. So Vernina and friends, they're able to creep on up. Here comes the showstopper. Does the op get anything done? No, it doesn't. It forces out the dash, though, and Dodona goes right back to the angle. Will take down Chloe. Rolling Thunder, and that just goes wide. Nobody really stunned up, and I think Emily was expecting a bit more, but Dodona on the site means you've got problems. Out towards a cleanup inside the U-Hauls. It's all the Misfits' bodies. It's a fourth shot. It won't land. A fourth kill won't come through just yet, but it's a 4v2. And there's only 12 seconds left on the clock. The recon bolt for information. Dodonut finds a fourth, make it a fifth. No, Athena steals it away. But it's a fourth round for TSM, no less.
Misfits definitely would have been better going to that B side. We saw it at the beginning, it was so much more clearer. And every single time, what you're trying to avoid is that operator. You're trying to avoid that jet that has been playing so aggressive. It's been giving the rounds to TSM every single time. Every single round that TSM has been taken, it's Dodonut having such a great impact into them. And Misfits, they've been trying to avoid it. They've shot down the aggression just for a little bit, but when Dodonut, it's all playing all the way back. She's protected. She has dashes available. She has a cloud burst as well to keep herself alive. And that means that she's back in the game. She's back to playing aggressive and trying things out in a different way. Of course, getting the support of that Soba that we've seen every single time.
Yeah, this one helped quite a bit. And Soba was there to take down the dart, but looking for Nina once more. Pushed all the way up inside U-Haul. Unfortunately, nobody here to receive. Oof, okay. Nice couple of kills. To swing the way of Athena. Showers control in full effect here. And Emily also here to duke it on out. The teleport just behind. And they're corralled just outside the showers. Meanwhile, Vernita's made her way onto the A site, but that's all she's been able to do. Now she needs to find a backstab of her own, and she'll do it for one. Needed some more. It's 7-5 at the half. TSM battle back. We'll see how the second half concludes right after this short break.
It's so much better. It's the closest that we've seen today, which is really exciting. At least on this mainstream, everything seems to be falling and going a little bit better for the side of Misfits. It's a 7-5. Putting so much pressure into this pistol round again, right? It's every single pistol round so far that TSM has been able to get. And if they do, it means that the score can be tied and we can go to a 7-7. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll see what Misfits has prepared into this one because they are playing aggressive.
And this right here, again, it's another situation where there's nothing to be found. It just gives you all the information that they're headed out towards the B site. And these footsteps, they'll confirm it. Maddie, all by her lonesome, flashes out, dashes in, the site taken. A direct 1v5 here in the pistol round, but Maddie not going to give herself up just yet. And TSM, they're not going too far. Instead, it's a flank for all four.
Yeah.
And it's Emily to receive here. Shots traded back and forth. Stun comes up. Maddie goes down, and TSM now in the driver's seat. As the spike is planted, the clock is ticking. And it's Misfits here on the retake.
There's going to be one towards Spook. I definitely heard it after the toxic stream comes up. Trying to get the kill, but it's going to be the Viper getting the best of it. Numbers coming in for TSM, and again, every pistol run has been going their way. They have the potential, but Sandy, Chloe, they want to put up a fight. It's not going to happen, and it is going to be that 3K as well. Dodona back in the game and ready to tie things up potentially.
And another Prime Gaming flawless, courtesy of TSM. Thanks TSM for another one of these. Their pistol runs have been so good.
They're so good, yeah.
Yeah, they just won every single one of them. And like you were saying, right, TSM, you win the pistol round here. Now you're an anti-eco away from tying things up. So barring anything catastrophic happening here in this round, we should be looking at a 7-7 game with TSM going into their bonus. But it's more aggression here in the pistol. A well-timed fault line, dash inside showers. This time, though, for Misfits, there is somebody here to receive. Nice headshot onto Luna Fox. Chloe also takes just a bit of damage, but they want to keep pushing forward. Flashpoint, and I mean, look at Chloe. Frenzy in hand. Aftershock forced out. So much util toss at this defense. TSM, well, they completely flipped the script. They head the other way. They've got themselves the A site. They're looking like the defenders playing aggressive. And with 4 players down, the last one standing, Maddie, she's across the map. It's unfortunate for Misfits. It's looking like, again, barring anything catastrophic, another Prime Gaming flawless.
There's a potential, but we'll see what Maddie is able to do into this one. Last one alive, and it's going to be a tall ask to get every single one of the players for TSM with only a classic at hand. There's a little bit of utility, doesn't seem to be enough, and yet, still, she doesn't want to be detected. We'll be waiting out, but the utility for TSM, it's so nice. They're pushing forward, they're trying to get her. Nice headshot there with the classic right click. What else can she get?
Yeah, anything here is icing on the cake, right? To make this next rifle round that much stronger. The bonus gonna be just a bit weaker. Teleport taken, body dropped. It's Maddie to fall. It's 7-7 is where we find ourselves. Now we get to see, right? Full rifles on the side of Misfits Black. Do we get that reinvestment? I shouldn't have even asked. We know, okay? Maybe not. I'm gonna say we know that TSM want to reinvest, but it's very light in way of reinvestment here for the bonus.
Yeah, it's very light for sure, and the winning key for me on the side of Misfits into this one is that, sure, they have the better firepower to work with, but they can't really rely on those 1v1s, 1v2 scenarios to get away with the round, right? It's a very difficult situation to get away with, and every single time they have numbers, they have more to work with. Now, they want to start with it aggressively, 2 opening picks coming in their way, and leaving only 3 on the side of TSM, who are on the completely opposite side. The Admina, she's going to play this slow towards showers, waiting and making sure that that rotation at least is going to be safe if she decides to make it.
I mean, beautiful paint shells there from Chloe. I didn't see if Leah was getting into the Owl drone, but you see where that X is just outside the showers. The paint shells did enough damage to find another kill. So Chloe finds not only her own trade, but they get the kill onto Dodona, who is forced forward as well. So no harm, no foul, all things considered. Looking pretty good. A player in the corner. It's Maddie. Body sent through the teleporter. Now Emily, the last one standing here for this squad. And I don't think anybody was in range to hear that teleport, which means you could have an awkward back and forth. No. Did the toxic screen get hurt either? No, it doesn't look like it. Misfits Black. Now we'll finally rotate back towards the safe site. They should get some audio cues, especially with Emily looking to get this spike planted, but it's going to be the drone. Here first for the information. Poison Cloud goes out, but there's no toxins to play with. You don't have a whole lot in the able to dodge out. On the Eldron, no, eventually gets tagged out. Now tries to disappear. We'll see if she can play Houdini. The snake bite goes through, looking for vulnerability. Inside the poison cloud is where the Viper will wait. Oh no, the Sova just on the other side. Down goes Vernina. Lunafox next up. Will close out the round. Will reclaim a lead here for Misfits.
And another 1v1 here, but Lunafox, she's been able to clutch in so many scenarios. It's really impressive what the Sova was able to do before we go to a third map. And they're on their way to do that, right? Misfits here, they can almost continue, seems like, to make the last decisions for that economy. Only one Vandal in the hands of Lunafox. The last one that was able to keep alive. Everything else has to be a save.
I mean, yeah, something that we didn't note, right? A Pyrrhic victory where Misfits get the win. It was TSM's bonus round. It was Misfits' buy round. And you see the repercussions of what happened. Lunafox gets to hang on to her weapon, but nobody has anything behind it. So a full buy, full rifles, full util on the side of TSM. Meanwhile, the backstab once more is right around the corner. I mean, the death ball strategy has been there for Misfits on the defense. They like to push forward. They like to try and grab all this space and all this information. This time they might not have the guns when the fight's though. French shot doesn't land. Emily, okay, a little bit of deathmatch tendencies. Finding the first kill and pulling out the knife. Will now do it once more. This time, looking to lean back with the squad. Two players inside hookah, and it's just not great. Luna still has the weapon, but she's all by her lonesome on the top side of the map, and she's taken down.
There's going to be two left, and every time that we see those explosive rounds, it's TSM. We're so good at shining in the chaos. They're so good at finding the answers into them, and into the headshots as the last ones come in. Maddie, Slandy get taken down, and yet another Prime Gaming flawless. TSM, they just love them.
They just love them. They just and Misfits, they do their darndest to steal it away from us. You saw here the headshot right at the end. It put Athena down to 5 HP, but we get another. This one goes the way that we expected. But I think notably about this match is we're back and forth. The economies, they're getting reset on both sides. Now we're finally getting to see something extra coming out from Misfits, but it's still not the best. You've got that judge in the hands of Vernina. The Viper might be looking to play inside some of the toxins. We'll see if that's the case. Aggression. Ooh, a dash on forward. And I mean, it's just handled so perfectly. Dodona just does not care. Athena right there behind her. And Hunter Shuri frag means Vernina and Chloe gonna make their way across the map. And I don't even know if this is something that you go for. A 2v5. You have a judge and a vandal. Chloe would have to go huge right here to get things started in the retake. And she's going for it. Instead, she's got the judge. She tries to blast back forward, but immediately answered. Dodona quicker on the trigger. And it's Cath to close out the round. TSM, you blinked, you missed it. They won the first fight for 3. They plant the spike, win the next fight for 2 kills. And once more, reclaim a lead.
TSM back in the game for this one, and I love to see it. It goes back to what I said before, right? They're so good at shining the kills, at playing aggressive. And it's just this attacking side for them that is playing the way that they've been wanting to play. Even in the defense, we saw the signs from it, from Dodonut on that defense, with the operator pushing forward. But now that this is the attacker's job, it's the perfect scenario for them. As now they try to take control of that A side, a little bit of control over showers, trying to go their way, and this paint shield slowly trying to stop it.
And now the back and forth in economy, it's slowly starting to just become TSM really stringing together these rounds and putting credits in the bank as they do it once more. Sheriff's not enough for Vernina and Chloe. They're the first 2 to fall, and now we get that rotate coming from across the map with the 3 remaining. But it's all about damage here at this point. Orbital Strike is available, and unbeknownst to Maddie, that could get huge value, but I don't think this is the round that they will choose to use it. Shots out. The Sheriff once more, not going to find too much. Fault line comes down. Maddie stunned up, but TSM, they're not giving them anything. They don't want to walk into these crosshairs. They don't want to lose these weapons. Hand it over to everybody. And well, Dodonut gonna go 2 for 1. Leo will close out the round, a 10th for TSM, but patience in the post plant, I think, is the most important thing to note there. It's fast to take the site. Once they get the site, they set up perfectly, and they refuse to give anything over to Misfits.
Yeah, that's a really good highlight of the play style that TSM is bringing to the table on the second half, right? It's very fast, very aggressive push into side, especially into that A side, but then being patient, holding those corners, especially towards lamps, and making sure that at least the trades are able to come in for this team. It's the way that they've been coming back, is the way that they can actually fully come back and get a little bit more. As we see, that's your point coming up, trying to slow things up, but nothing too bad, and it still doesn't really scare TSM. They still want to conquer this hookah.
Owl drone might sniff this out. It does find the tag onto Dodona. Now, with this information garnered, you have to assume this is where TSM want to hit. If the jet is here, it's for a reason. Orbital strike to slow things down. Maddie to get stimmed up here. Leia Panda gonna fall to her counterpart. Little Fox. The Fox takes down the Panda as we continue to go back and forth with Emily to scoop up 2 to swing numbers back in favor, but Maddie has been on the site the whole time and refuses to give it up. They'll line up for her as Chloe steals one away, but it still looked damn good, and it's Misfits for 9.
Misfits with 9 rounds potentially trying to make it even, but there's still economy to work with for TSM. They're still going for the same approach, and the thing is that the last 3-4 rounds that we've seen for TSM, they've been much aggressive, very aggressive, taking control of one of those angles early on and denying Misfits to get any information from it. But now is going to be Misfits reading a little bit of that, predicting as well, and having 3 players actually towards A, pushing aggressive and actually doing the right gamble into where TSM could be heading next.
Hunter's Fury.
You are divided.
Not quite the go button. Here comes the Cosmic Divide, but 2 players inside the showers, and Dodona. Oh my god, Dodona is actually giving up way too much here. Shows too much of herself, forced to dash away the showstopper. Just at the entrance of showers. Wasn't enough to find the kills. Now the players inside showers, they're coming out and they want to fight on the site. Some way, somehow, Leia Panda gets caught with the bow out, but still finds the frag courtesy of the shock dart. And the rest of TSM going to find their way into the kill feed. Slandy and Maddie. Now quick on the flank. Have 4 players to worry about, but 3 are chipped away at. Kath, Athena, Emily. They're all so low. The only healthy one is probably the scariest in Dodonut. And okay, there's 2 down. Now a 2v2 to ensue. And the retake is still fully underway. Nice fragment out. Here comes the Viper's Pit. I don't know if that's going to find the spike. You're hoping, you're praying, and it looks like it did. Slandy will push on forward. The Decay might just be too much. The backstab, it's perfect. This Dodonut takes a tick of incendiary damage. Maddie, I mean, running out of time, running out of space, running out of options. And, well, for Misfits, they're running out of rounds. 11-9 the score for TSM.
Misfits, they could have fully taken and defused the spike, but the Viper's Pit really made a difference because you have no visibility. You heard some shooting coming in from right in front from where the spike was going to be planted, and that created that perfect distraction to look away and to get shot from behind where TSM was waiting. So really nice crossfire that they had going on inside of a Viper's Pit, where you're already panicking inside of it. There's no visibility, there's not much to work with. So TSM, they get away with that round, and they continue to excel and to bring new possibilities into how this utility can be used for them.
I mean, Donut, just again, so far out ahead of the rest of the squad. Showers control quickly taken, but now conceded. Donut will back away. The Boombot was used. Nobody on the side of Misfits wants to reclaim that territory. Meanwhile, TSM headed out towards the B site where they've got a couple of players still watching, waiting, and commiserating with TSM, understanding they've already put up their defense. Now Misfits have to do it for theirs. It's 4 players out towards long. Nobody inside hookah. That's the only smoke that went down from Maddie thus far. It's going to be dry here on the peaks. Athena spotted out. Takes some chip damage. Not expecting the next. No, yes, they are. Slandy was hoping to do something cheeky inside the corner. Flashpoint just around. Finds Maddie 6 feet under. Sheriff shots for Luna Fox. They don't land, but the fault line will. And Donut sits her down through the box. And once more the rotation from Bernina and Chloe. They have to be swift as that spike's planted.
Nina and Chloe here, potentially late to the party. They're gonna go for that save, and they know the stakes, they know the pressure it is. After this round, there's going to be a match point coming in. TSM with that spike planted over and over again, and forcing Misfits to make a tough decision to play all the way back. Make sure that they're able to keep at least 2 of those rifles and get, you know, take those rounds one by one after that. It's a tall ask for them, but it's definitely possible. We've seen some great things for them. Chloe really seems to be online in this map, absolutely popping up when she needs to, but the numbers in some scenarios and the way that TSM has been playing has been giving them round after round in this second half. Such an aggressive push for TSM every single time, and somehow Misfits continue to be caught off guard.
Yeah, it really is just that. That was
the economy is, because it's got to be rounds back to back to back to continue standing a chance, not only in this map but the entire match, and is not one the Misfits back is looking forward to losing. So I mean, the economy is still close. The Spectres allow for close range duels that Misfits and this map itself, it's allowing them to take.
once more aggressive. Here on the attacking side, there's help behind it, right? A recon bolt that would pull the crosshairs. The donut pushes on in. Fortunately for Misfits, there was nobody on the other side. Owl drone to be employed out towards showers to try and force this jet of donut away and see if anybody else might be around the corner, but it gets nothing. Unfortunately, TSM stacked about towards the A site for now. Wary of the flank though, so Athena to back away and make sure nobody's pushing too aggressive, but you see that by the 2 rifles saved on over. A couple of Spectres, a Marshal, and it's Luna who could be first to contact here. Recon bolt just to clear out showers once more.
And so far, it's not going to get anything, which means that TSM, after playing such aggressive into the east side, we're waiting for the right opportunity. Hunter's Fury, they're here in the back, but it's not going to get anything. It seems like it's Misfits playing for that time.
Maddie tossed out the orbital strike, but just nothing found there, unfortunately. As the Marshal creeps back into heaven. And this is the final stand for Misfits. Spike planted, a 5v4. One of those Spectres down. Long-range battle goes the way of Chloe. Another one here coming on up, but Dodona gonna find the kill before the aftershock can. Vernina forced to back away as Luna down to 26 HP. Blades are online. Dodona looking to go aggressive, but she gets caught with her blades. Looking for the re-equip, and now things are looking doable. Misfits trying to hang on as a 0 point. Gets information on both as Vernina sprays down Emily Cap, the last one standing in a 1v2. A tap onto the spike, and Vernina's done enough. Misfits will hang on. They'll find their 10th.
And that time are really working out for Misfits, something that we've been waiting for quite a while. But finally, those double digits going on the way to Misfits. At least 2 more for that potential overtime to see how close these teams really get. The attacking for TSM, for Misfits, have been beautiful every single time. But that utility, with that information, that the initiators are able to get every single time. But now, especially for Duttonid to push in to get 1 or 2, not really connecting the Blade Storm the way that was expected for that post lane, but still managing to stay on top. And TSM, they still have economy, they still have utility. They want to get things over with, but that means they're going to play slow for this one.
Yeah, Misfits have been giving lots of respect early in these rounds. So these, you know, dashes into showers where Dodonet's not able to find anything. It's just a situation where your jet is now down a dash while you're looking to hit this side or take an aggressive fight elsewhere. So you see TSM, they opt out of the aggression, instead look to play slow, reclaiming the space in showers once more. Nice orb up. Cosmic Divide now available. See what they can get done with it. The toxic screen doesn't do a whole lot just yet. Oh, look at the aggression on the response. So Emily just around the corner from 2 defenders.
Still, here everyone managing to stay alive. A little bit of damage that was taken through that shock dart, but waiting for the right timing. And this is the respect that TSM is giving to Misfits. They don't want to play too aggressive. They want to change things around. And that means that the Cosmic Divide is going to enable that plan to happen. That rotation as well for Misfits trying to come in.
and Leah ready on the timing, finds one of two. Maddie just on the other side, and the Spectre doesn't find a spray down, but Slandy will. She makes up for it. She avenges her fallen teammate. Now TSM need to try and hang on, but the spike, it's planted for them. Recon bolt queued up, sent into the showers, but nothing given. Ooh, the Gravwell just beats out the 0 points. Luna Fox, excuse me. Quick on the swing, and Athena, 25 HP. Now needs to try and close out the kills, but can't do it. Misfits, they fight once more. They battle back for an 11 as we head into the last round of regulation before overtime.
And it's very much a possibility into this one. Misfits, after that timeout, they figure everything out. They were able to talk.
Yeah, I will say as well for Misfits in their defense, in that last round, most specifically, they did a really phenomenal job playing that tandem style where, sure, there might be somebody there, but there's always somebody to follow up. Maddie died inside U-Haul. Slandy was there to follow up. The flank was caught out, but it was both Chloe and I believe and Vernina on that flank to trade out the kills as they're looking to fight back into this game. So the buddy system working perfectly. No, Maddie, she almost gives up too much. Her shoulder was showing. Donut not able to close out the kill. Now, Kath, who's been having a bit slower of a game, leading from the rear this time around, has the Rolling Thunder online. I was expecting a quick B hit, and you see the defense were also expecting that same thing. Vernina gonna use that Viper's Pit inside Hookah to make sure that nobody pushes this way, and it almost corrals TSM out towards the safe side now.
It is another one of the slow pushes here, but Misfits, they can get the better of it. Immediately, that dash trying to back up, keeping that Jet alive, and slowing down the momentum with that paint shells. This is something that we've seen from Misfits over and over again, and so far, it can even force a rotation coming in for TSM. They're at least gambling and thinking about the idea of it.
And they are now in the pits here, though, out towards mid. I'm wondering, let's say maybe the call is to do something crazy and try and ult that Viper inside her pit, but instead I think everybody's going to be looking to push out towards B long. Teleport play, still an option. Now you can just fight forward here towards B side as Kath. Takes a bit of damage. Ooh, Rolling Thunder, no, the no command, it's going to be stopped. A huge ult from Slandy, a flash out over the top. Throws out another one. 10 seconds left. TSM, they have to get that spike planted. Emily gonna find the first kill, though. Donut will find the next as he goes snake fight for snake fight. The spike gets planted, and Chloe is here to battle back. The health bars are low, and we're back and forth once more. Slandy in a position to get resurrected, but it'll eventually be finished off, and it's all up to Chloe to try and hang on. One kill will find the showstopper as the snake bite comes on through. It's Donut through the box, and it's TSM to reel it in and close us out in 2-0 fashion.